Hey everybody, this is Mr. Green Eyes here. Here with not only an evolution video, not only a level 40 video. As you can see, I'm just under 5,000 to get to level 40 currently. But it's also a video a little bit to tell you about what it takes to get to level 40. I play this game so much that everybody that knows me knows that I'm almost always, pretty much always, walking around with my phone out catching Pokemon. Even when if I'm like inside a store or something, I'm still checking my phone every now and then. You almost always see me walking around with my phone out catching Pokemon. It almost doesn't stop for me. I had to almost stop. I did have to stop playing this game to not hit level 40 to be able to do the video, to show you guys or to share with you guys hitting level 40. Um, so one of the things that I want to say is that I've said it before that the only thing that I do outside of playing the game is to check IVs. Before I even knew what an IV was, technically in the game, my only Pokemon experience really was I played Yellow and Gold on Game Boy, and I really didn't know about checking IVs or like that percentage or anything. So all my friends were almost as new to the game as I was. I have one friend that if there was ever a Pokemon league or a Pokemon championship battling and everything, I'd want him to definitely be my coach because he has all the experience, all the knowledge, all the type effectiveness. He knows everything. If I have any questions, even though he is a lower level than me, shouts out to Ishto on this one because he's the one that I would ask a question about if it's something that I don't know about in the game. And he'd be my coach. But before I even knew what IVs were, people were like, "Oh, evolve that! That's huge!" Like, "Oh, you should evolve that! Evolve that! Oh, you got this! Oh, you got enough candy for this! Oh, you should get that! Evolve that! Add it to your Pokédex!" And I've never been one to rush and add things to my Pokédex. Um, I look for perfect specimens. I don't want like it doesn't have to be the biggest. I want it to be the best. So I've never been in a rush to get my evolutions done. Um, when I was going through my early levels, even when I was new to the game, I didn't rush in getting evolutions done to add things to my Pokédex because I wanted to add things to my Pokédex, yet I wanted to add things to my collection that were worth adding to a collection. I mean, I have 1,000 Pokemon in my uh, collections, my Poke storage, and I would say 80% of those are in the high category of simply amazing or breathtaking and wonderful. So, like, from the very beginning, I was all about catching the best. So, when everybody else was trying to evolve the biggest, I was looking for the best specimens. And I got pretty good at doing that. The fact that I didn't know what IVs were, I still got to the point to where I'm going to show you. The only thing that I really can show you with is Magikarp. There's a reason I've said before also that I put the starting CP in the Pokemon's name when I evolve it. It's because when I get another one that's along the same lines, like the same category of IV, something close, it helps me get a feel for what how good it actually is. This The other day, I think it was yesterday actually, I caught this Charmander here. Not knowing what the Charmander was, I saw most things you hatch are at 2,500. I saw that it was 467. Um, Sometime within the last week, I actually caught this Charmander here, and it was 468. So I knew, wow, that's actually pretty close to a Charmander that I evolved that was 468, that was 96%. So without even looking at the IV, looking at the CP, I knew that that was already going to be in the 90% range, around 96%, close to 96%, if not 96%. So I could already, that's one of the main things that I do with why I put the CP in the evolution name. or in the name when I evolve it. Sorry, let me go back to the Pokemon. The other thing is the reason when I first started, the first thing I wanted to do is to upgrade my Pokemon storage. And I didn't really spend. Actually, I didn't at all spend coins on like lucky eggs or buying lures or anything. You got those as you leveled up. And I didn't really do lucky egg leveling because I spent my leveling catching Pokemon. Um, I didn't really start Pidgey leveling or looking into what that even was or care about what it was until I got into the um, low mid 30 range when that started actually starting to hurt a lot more. So before I got to that point, let me go to my Gyarados here. Um, I wanted to fill my Pokemon storage so that I can have a wide range of Pokemon to look through to be able to decipher which one was the best Pokemon. So I got really good at that. Not knowing what an IV was, I started looking at a Pokemon. I'm going to show you with these Magikarp here. Um, these are the only thing that I have enough of that I kept unevolved. Just because I use these to gauge Magikarp, because, like I say, Magikarp are the things I love catching. So these are my gauge carps here, I would almost say. So when I catch a Pokemon, if it's supposed to be breathtaking and wonderful, then I'll analyze it and compare it to some of these. So I'm going to show you what I mean by I got good at analyzing Pokemon. So here I'll show you. I knew this bar was the potential bar. People would tell me that this is the potential bar. So I knew that I wanted to take that into effect. The other thing I would look at was the health. The health, I didn't really know how that affected it, just because I know like HP is a stat, but I did want to keep that in the realm of possibilities. If it veered too much outside the health, then I knew it might have been better or worse. The other thing, I didn't look at the actual stardust, and that's what you would use to look up to calculate an IV, but I would look at the candy. So I was already pretty close, looking at the CP, the power bar, kind of trying to keep the HP in mind, and looking at the stardust. That was what I would use to figure out how good a Pokemon was. The candy is, or using the candy. The stardust is what you actually use. The candy is what I used. That's what I would use to calculate things. So I actually got good at this. So all three of these Magikarp are 157. This one is 87, 89%. This one was 84%. This one was 87%. This one I'm definitely going to delete. I'm probably going to delete the other one also. But let me show you also what I mean by which, I want to show you which one is the best one to evolve. If you see these three, which one do you evolve? You look at the potential bar. So I'm just going to make a little dot here. This is the one that I'm definitely going to delete. This is the worst one here. Sorry, my bar is a little off. But that works for all intensive purposes. So let me go to the other one. You see this one has, it's lower, it's lower on its potential bar, which means that it has a higher range that it can evolve to. So then I would make a mark here, and then I would compare the last one. This last one has an even lower potential bar. So now when I want to look at which one I evolve out of these three Magikarp, I'm choosing this one that's lowest in its potential bar, which means that it has the highest potential to grow. If you guys understand that. I mean, it's kind of easy to understand. Hopefully, it's self-explanatory, but that's how I got good at analyzing which Pokemon I wanted to evolve before I knew what an IV checker was. So, like I said, this one is the worst. I'm just going to go ahead and delete this one. I was thinking about, where are those also? I was thinking about keeping, see, this actually changed up. So that would have been a little bit bad. I don't want to delete that last one. I want to delete this one, but it was actually above before in the comparison. Let me make sure I get this one correct. Okay, delete. Okay, took the star off, so I already knew what I was doing there. So I'm going to delete that one also. Then now we're gonna take. Actually had a 158 Magikarp that was in the same spectrum on its potential bar. Oh, I wanted to show you one other thing, but I guess it's too late now. I can go back, or I'll share in the comments one other thing that I wanted to tell you about the evolutions, or about checking um, which one to evolve also. But now I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to rename this. I was going to do the other one definitely, but now I'm just going to do both of these. I'm going to 150. I think that was 87. I don't know if that'll even fit. Nope. Okay, RP. I'm going to go ahead and rename that so I can have its CP in its name and it'll keep that name. I'm going to go ahead and evolve this one. I kept my sound off also. But I guess that was a little bit better for this video since I did want to talk and get that explained in particular. That was one of the main things I did want to do in this video. Is tell you guys what do I evolve when I want to get my evolutions done. So 2402, 157 in the starting CP for the Magikarp that I did have. Dragontail Outrage, not bad. But now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get that 158 Magikarp evolved. And let me see what that one evolves up to. So not all the time will the higher starting CP evolve into the resulting higher CP. But let's go ahead and see. I want to just use this as an example to see if they actually do work. See, not even 2400. This one had a higher starting CP, but it had a lower resulting CP. So 158, 2396. The other one 157, and it was just above 2400, 2403, 2402, not sure. Dragontail Crunch. So that's how I would evolve. Choose what I want to evolve, how I would choose my specimens, but not always do you get the highest resulting CP. I'm not sure exactly what they use to calculate that, but there is something they use to calculate resulting CP or ending highest CP. I'm not sure the actual algorithm they use. But after those two Magikarp are evolved, two more Gyarados, I am... Oh, sorry guys. I had another, those other ones tagged for a reason. I wanted to go ahead and get these also evolved for you guys. 1467, I wanted to get that Charmander evolved. And let's see what we get there. Evolve. Fire Spin, Fire Blast. Not too bad there. So I think that's it for now. Let me go ahead and get a couple more things. Oh, I should have cracked a... That's what I was missing there. I knew there was something I was missing. I should have cracked a lucky egg doing that. For now, this will be Mr. Green Eyes. Out.